Good day, folks. Just wanted to stop by and have a just a brief conversation with you. Uh, the topic of the conversation is protecting your livelihood and your integrity. The reason I bring this up is I've been working with an individual for a few years now that um, has continuously attacked my integrity. And as a black man, I've worked entirely too hard to allow anybody to attack me in that way or try to make it seem as what I how I work or operate on a daily basis is not credible or not enough. Every day I get up and go to work. Sometimes I'm working when everyone else is sleeping, and that's a fact. I work hard. Um, I've done everything that I'm supposed to do and required to do on my job for the most part. And yet and still this individual has continued to smear my name and attack my integrity and even in like snakish ways tried to get me fired and ultimately mess with my ability to provide for my family. So, you know, I'm at the point where that is not acceptable. I'm always going to maintain my professionalism, but I won't allow it to happen. This particular individual, I have never done anything to the person. I don't know the person outside work. And yet and still, when I go to work, I have to deal with it. And I've dealt with it. I've been cordial with the individual for way too long to continue to accept their actions. And that's part one. That's part one. Outside of my main job, I coach football. And I've coached football for 6 or so plus years now. And it was a friend of mine who got me into coaching when initially I said I wasn't going to coach. But guess what? I love coaching. And I love having the ability to talk to these young men and to promote positivity in their lives when it's needed. So, once again, character, integrity, all of the things that we work hard for, you cannot accept or allow anyone to try to smear that, you know. And, you know, I've dealt with a situation 3 or 4 years ago where I lost a job, a coaching job, based on one individual's opinion of what my character is. And he don't even know me. He doesn't know what I did or what I was doing to help those kids and what I continue to do on a daily basis. I've walked around with that since then. And I had a conversation with a friend of mine like a week or so ago who also knows the other individual who said he recently bumped into that individual. And guess what he did? During their conversation, he brought my name into the conversation. And guess what? Once again, this individual was attempting to smear my integrity and my character. It's not acceptable. I won't accept it. I will address it. Trust that. And the old me would have been addressed it. But, you know, things will be worked out. But my point is, you know, all that you work hard for in your life, you know, never accept anyone or any situation that would come in and try to rip it to shreds. You know, your integrity is everything. Your character is everything. You know, people build trust in you based on your integrity and your character. You get jobs and earn employment based on, a lot of times, your integrity and your character. So if there's an individual or people walking around constantly smearing that, and it's not truth and it's not factual, then ultimately that might prevent you from getting a job, and might have people begin to shy away from you, and you have no understanding of why this is happening. But yet it's that individual or group of people in the background constantly nitpicking and picking at you. So, people, protect your integrity, your character, and your livelihood. Much love. Peace.
They can't fuck with us at all. And I don't know why they wanna hate on us, 'cause we don't give a fuck at all. And I don't know why they wanna play with us, 'cause they can't fuck with us at all.
What's going on? GT Dooley checking in. Headed out again on a little mission.
I need to fill up the tank, no, I need to fill up the stage. I need to let all these
Good afternoon, folks. I'm back. Today, I want to speak to you about what your passion is and your passion and things that you are passionate about. Um, Whatever that might be. Whatever drives you, and the things that you're passionate about, you have to exercise that all of the time, because that's what life is. Is passion. If you're passionate about art, then follow that dream, chase that dream. If it's about sports, if it's about music, or just if it's about caring for folks, chase that dream. That's what drives you. Passion is what drives you. It's what keeps you happy. It's what makes you enjoy life. Never allow no one to shortchange what your passion might be. Never allow no one to tell you that, oh, you shouldn't be doing this, or you're too old to do this, or you're not qualified to do this, or whatever. No, never allow anyone to do that to you when you're passionate about something. It's important. It's definitely important, because if you get caught in situations where you're pretty much faking it, and it's not your true passion, and that's whatever, that's employment, that's a relationship, that's whatever, then it ultimately is going to fall apart, and it's not going to work, and it's going to cause you to be truly unhappy. So, my point of the day is just find those things that you're passionate about. Because, with all that's going on in the world today, in society, it's terrible, man. It's terrible. People dying every day, senseless murders. These kids lost their way for the most part. You have to find the thing that you're passionate about to enjoy life. You wake up, you watch the news, and it's so depressing. People are going through breakups, divorces, losing their jobs, unemployment is high, it's crazy, losing their homes, and it's depressing. So my thing is, you have to find something that you're extremely passionate about to keep you happy through all of this, to assure that, when you wake up every morning, there's something to look forward to, something to smile about, and something just to be happy about. So the word for today is exercise your passion. Peace. Good afternoon, good people. Back again. Sun is shining. It's nice. It's nice out. On this part or segment, whatever you want to call it, I wanted to speak on knowing and understanding your self-worth. That's been heavy on my mind for the past 6 months to a year or so. Based on my current status at my job, and or just in life, and what I mean by that is, you have to have a self understanding on knowing what your skill set is, knowing what your level of effort is that you put into your job, your relationship, and just life in general. You have to be comfortable with the what's reciprocated in those domains. Like, you have to be comfortable with what you're getting back, whether it be just love, whether it be financial stability, whether it be just overall, just, caring, and understanding that knowing your worth, knowing what you're worth and what you feel you're worth, that you shouldn't accept nothing less. You should not accept anything less. For employment, hell, I mean, people work and work and work for organizations, programs, businesses for years, and they give every little bit of piece of them to those organizations. And guess what? At the drop of a dime, they can cut you loose and move on to the next individual. Boom. And I'm talking 20, 25 years you've given that place. Right? Okay. So with that understanding, you got to get up every day and walk through those doors knowing who you are, knowing what you're capable of, what your abilities are, and how much you brought to the table for that program or organization. And don't accept no BS from anyone. And that goes the same for relationships. If you're in a relationship where you're feeling that your opposite or partner is not providing you or showing you the love that you feel in your heart and your soul that you deserve because of the time and the caring and the effort that you have put in over the amount of time, then you have to talk about that. You have to have a conversation about that. You can't keep walking around accepting just whatever when you know you're worth more than what's being given at that point. And this is not me saying, I'm not speaking on my own personal relationship. I'm speaking in life in general. And I'm not speaking about my current employer. I'm speaking about life in general. Meaning that if you're in these type of situations, you got to understand who you are. And you gotta express that. You don't have to be. I'm not saying be disgruntled or rude or negative. I'm saying there's always professional ways to express and say, hey, look at me. Look what I have done. Look what I have brought to the table for you guys over the course of 5, 10, 15, 20 years. Look at me. Look at what I've done. There's ways you can approach that. Shit, emails. People love emails so much nowadays. Send it in the email. And you can, and it always can be in a professional manner to provide clarity and understanding of this is where I'm at in my life right now. This is what I need from you. You need a lot from me. You're asking so much from me as an employee or as a partner. This is what I need from you now. I need you to up your level of understanding and acknowledging my skill set and my abilities and what I bring and have brought to the table throughout the years. Yeah, you can throw things at me and say this is what my weaknesses might be, but what about my strengths? What about everything that I've brought to the table to help maintain this program or your relationship, whatever that might be? Think about that. Protect yourself. You know, and I'm not saying be selfish. I'm saying protect yourself. Protect yourself. And when you walk in a room, you have to demand respect in a way that people understand who you are and what you're capable of, what your skill set is. You know, and I just think that we become content in our jobs, we become content in our relationships, we become content in life, and then we start accepting anything from anybody. And that's not cool because you walk around with that on your soul. On your soul. I've watched people at work come in there so broken that they're crying at their desk on the job. Literally tears coming out their eyes crying when they're attempting to do something that they came here because they love to do, because they love it, because it's something they would love to do. I can't go out like that. I can't go out like that. So folks, all I'm saying is establish a clear understanding of who you are, both internally and externally, with an emphasis on the knowledge you have for your job, the time you put into your job or relationship or whatever that might be, the love, the caring, whatever words you choose to use. You start understanding who you are and knowing your work and your worth. Much love. Peace.
That's really sick.
Nigga run up, I'm strapped like Rambo. Ain't too many places in my city that I can't go. Bad bitches give her more top than it can go. Up on a nigga, extended on a Draco. Bitch too boozy, yeah she do what I say so. Chevy rap bad, y'all niggas better lay low. Got niggas do anything for a peso. Mesh them all up when I aim at a stato. Shut up little nigga, this big boy shit. Up on a nigga, watch him scream like a bitch. 2-2-3, see that living nigga split. Masked up shorty, seen I got another lick. So you don't wanna see a nigga really pissed off. Draco make a nigga dance more than a TikTok. See me tryna get bands like a wristwatch. Pop 2 beans, I'll watch a nigga take off. Tryna biggie, get done up, nigga. Back on the way, get done up, nigga. till the sun's up, nigga.